Okay, today we're going to do an arrow fold card, or I like to call it a fan card. And it looks like this. I just made one. You open it up and you have your sentiment there. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is cut a piece of paper, piece of white cardstock, and it's going to be 4¼ by 11. And then you fold it in half. Now you might want to now stamp your sentiment before we start the folding and everything else. Okay. Then we're going to take, you also need a piece of coordinating pattern paper at 4 by 5¼ and we'll use that later. I'll put that aside. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is take the middle part of your the center part of your card, which should be 2 1/8, because it's half of 4¼ and just mark it with a little pencil there. And then on the sides, from the top, you mark at 2 inches there on the side, 2 inches, a little mark, and a little mark at 4 inches. And then you do the same thing on the other side, 2 inches, and then 4 inches. Okay. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler and your stylus. And I use a mat so that I can get a good friction on the ruler. And the first thing we're going to do is you're going to go from the corner on the top right to the center mark where you made. You're going to score. Now, you should open up your card so you're only scoring the front of the card, not the inside of the card. And the key is to make sure it's a sharp score. So I go over it a few times to make sure it's a good score, especially sharp. Okay, and then you go to the other side and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go from the corner left down to the center spot that you made there. Okay. And then you're going to go from the 2-inch mark to the center spot. And then from the 4-inch mark to the center spot. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. The 2-inch mark to the center spot. Make sure you go over it a few times. And the 4-inch mark to the center spot. Okay. Okay, so that's hard to see, but if you can look at it in the light, you can see that there's some score lines there. So the first thing you're going to do is don't take your bone folder yet. Just use your finger and your thumb, and you're going to take the first score line and fold it under. And then you do the same thing on the other side. You fold it under for the first score line. So you get to a triangular point there. And then the second score line, you're going to fold accordion style back the other way. Okay, so it should look like that. Okay, and then you're going to score, you're going to come back. So you went that way, and then you're going to come back this way with the third line, the third score line. Sorry, let me just make sure that I got that right. So the first one is under, the second one is over, and the third one is over. So it's under, over, over, under. I think I must have scored it wrong here. Yeah, I did. I saw a little mark and I thought that was the mark, but it wasn't. Okay, so let me do mine again. So I saw a mark that I thought was the 4-inch mark, but it wasn't. Okay, so you see the first side I did, you fold it under, then over, then under. So that looks like that. Then the second side is folded under, then over, then under. Okay. Now when you're done, it should look like that, and then you can use your bone folder to burnish it down. And then it should look like that. So it looks like a little fan, kind of. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we take our pattern paper that you should be at 4 by 5 1/4 inches. So then you turn it over or keep it on that side, whichever way you want. I'm turning mine over. And then I'm going to mark it in the middle, which should be 2 inches. Now with this one, what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper cutter and then you're going to cut from the mark that you made to the top right, so that it's going to cut a triangle out. Try to make sure that you line it up right. It's like exact. Okay, and then you do the same thing for the other side. You line up the corner of the left with the center in the middle. Okay. Then you should have 3 pieces. Now, the big piece goes in the middle for the triangle, and the other pieces, I am putting the reverse side on it. You can put the, you know, the regular side on it. You can get a card that looks like that, but I'm putting the reverse side so that there is a little bit more interest. Okay, I'm taking my liquid glue because it gives you a little bit more wiggle room to make sure that it's lined up right. Okay, so then I'm going to line it up so that there's a little border there. And then I'm going to take the other side. And then I'm putting that there. Okay, now I have a pencil mark that I want to erase. You can erase your pencil marks. So now the front part I'm going to put on the reverse side. And you get that. And that looks like that's the front of it. Okay, so now I have pre-cut some circles that I'm going to put on top because I just think that looks cool with a little message. And then I have this, I'm going to put this with a foam square. Put that in the center there. And then I have a little piece of bling that I'm going to put in the middle there. Actually, it's quite a big piece of bling. I probably should have put the adhesive on before I put the bling on, but oh well. I'm going to put that in the middle there. So there it is, your fan fold or arrow fold card, whichever you like to call it. I'm going to give credit to the person who I saw, put it in the description. So I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching.